Hi everybody, welcome to our session Meet the Change Makers. And today in conversation we have Mia and Limin, the founders of Cultured Kids Cuisine, right? Yeah, and a quick introduction. Tell me where you're joining us from.
So I am from New York City,
Mm-hmm.
and so is Limin.
Nice, nice. So, both of you, you are the founder of, Mia is the founder of Cultured Kids Cuisine, and Lemon is on the board of directors and Cuisine. Okay, that's about it. So, let's start with how your organization really started and when you all started and all the backstory stuff.
Absolutely. So I started the organization as freelance cooking classes in hospitals. I want to become a surgeon later in my life, and in high school, I took that opportunity to volunteer in hospitals and other medical institutions, and I saw that um, children, especially in the pediatric center, nobody was really paying attention to them, and they were just given all the necessities that they needed to heal and rehabilitate from whatever they were going through, but they were never given any other resources, any emotional support, any like intellectual help or development during such vital periods of their life. And all they're doing is just sitting or like laying in their beds and watching TVs or whatever. So when I was volunteering and I saw that, it really broke my heart. I have a little sister and I try to spend as much time with her as I possibly can. And I wanted to bring the same thing to those kids. So one of my biggest passions, and Lehman's too, is cooking. And I think cooking is such an incredible vessel to transport knowledge and education. So what I did is I used to hold these freelance cooking workshops with children in hospitals, and we would just make simple dishes, and I would tell them a little bit about the dish and the background of the dish. And it was just a really, really fun activity, and it like made a lot of people smile. It made my day. But unfortunately, when the pandemic hit, um, there was no more volunteers allowed in the hospitals, completely understandable. And I had to pack all my stuff up and go home. And I was just sitting at home, not really doing much. And I thought this organization, it has to, this idea has to continue because it's benefited so many people. So I put together a team. Lehman joined me as the director of culinarians. And that's kind of how it came to be. And now we just do virtual cooking classes and a lot of other services like a podcast. We're launching our food anthropology course, and a lot of other really cool things.
Yeah, that's what I think about cooking. It's that there are a lot of facets of learning that come together when you're cooking. It's just not the technicalities of the dish that you're making. It's a lot of emotional attachment that people have with the dish. Something from my culture specifically, my grandmothers and mothers, we have a lot of emotional attachment to the food that we make. And then there are the technicalities that go into making food. And then there's also just the it's just a lot of trial and error and the process of learning that just makes it so memorable most of the time. So let's talk about why food specifically was a channel that you chose to engage with the kids. Lemon can go ahead, or yeah, anybody.
All right. So I think, as I said before, food is such an incredible vessel of knowledge and education. So, especially bringing it to a lot of the time, maybe younger kids, they don't really like going to school, they don't like listening to their teachers. But when they are um, pursuing an activity that they already acknowledge as being fun and engaging, um, they are more willing uh, and more like absorbing, I guess, of the information and education and knowledge that we give them, more specifically about culture and people, because food connect so many things, and especially right now in our political climate and like everything going on, we just need to be more aware and tolerant and loving of each other and each other's cultures. And I think food is a great way to do that as well, because food there's food in every culture, and there's different foods in every culture. Some foods are the same across cultures, and it's really interesting to explore that, and also a great way to spread more awareness about different people and their ways of life.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's more of a universal language sort of a thing that people, even if you're speaking different languages, you do understand that, certain things belong to certain countries and then you have this sort of attachment with them. So let's talk about your organization and what have you been able to achieve. Let's go over both when you were actually at the hospital and even post COVID and when things went virtual. So what have you been able to achieve your footprint kind of a thing?
Yeah, so we've been founded since July of 2020, and my team works most closely with the younger children, and we were able to see that on our end that more and more kids were signing up, especially kids that have been in our classes before. We see them all the time, and they're very excited to come to our classes, and that's just really amazing to see how like a little organization like us can just grow to be so big and to really impact so many young children, because like parents really, especially now, kids have nothing to do at home, and they're always like on their phones, on their iPads, and parents are always constantly trying to find ways to distract them, and like cooking is such a great bonding activity amongst families. So because of us, they were able to kind of spend their time more freely, and parents, like one parent would join our classes and know more about us, and they would tell their friends about it, because like when we collect our information, actually a lot of them come from friends and family. They're just like recommending each other to come join our cooking classes, and they're just really incredible to see so many kids, like super eager participants, just come and cook with us and learn cultures and play games with us, and it's just really adorable.
Is your organization mostly in New York or like do you have kids coming in from different states and like maybe different countries or something?
Yeah, we despite the time difference, actually, we do get people from the UK, Canada. I think we had someone from the Netherlands, especially Canada. We get a lot of people from Canada, and it's just like crazy how we've reached out to people from so far away, which is crazy. But glad to hear about how life is there, how life is like for them, because not everyone lives in the U.S. and they get to talk about the weather there, talk about how their culture is like, how they're dealing with the pandemic. It's just really cool to hear from all these different perspectives and teach each other about the different places we live and kind of what food there is around. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the power of going virtual, right? That you can just meet with so many different people from all over the world and not having to just be based off in the place where you live. So after like when I was researching about your organization, I came across things that encourage entrepreneurship for young women. So I would want you to expand on what that opportunity is and how somebody could pursue that.
Absolutely. So one of our first mission, as you know, is educating children through food and culture. About food, I will rephrase. Our first mission and primary mission is to educate children about culture and spread more awareness about other people around the world through food and cooking. Our secondary mission is to empower young women to become leaders, entrepreneurs, risk takers, etc. I think business and entrepreneurship in general, there's a huge gender gap. There are very few women in comparison to males, and a lot of the time when there are less females and women and less role models for the next generation, we have less and less and less girls wanting to pursue the field. So in with Cultured Kids Cuisine, what we do is we have an all-female team of over 100 volunteers from all over the globe. And we started holding these events called Empowering Entrepreneurs events. And that was initially just for our interns, where we invite really super influential, intelligent female founders and speakers to share their experience in the field and give some advice to our interns. And we realized how beneficial it was to them, and we decided to open up the events to our followers and anyone else who is interested. So we post all of our Empowering Entrepreneurs events on Eventbrite, on our website, and actually our upcoming one, which I'm really excited about, is with this huge nonprofit influencer. Her name is Amy Fazio, and she's going to be talking about fundraising and community building. So things of that nature. We also have younger entrepreneurs who are in college, and there's one in particular. Her name is Naomi Lee. We're having her in 2 weeks. She's going to be talking about branding and content creation on like YouTube and really cool things like that, and a lot of people can learn from it. We also open up our internship applications to girls who are interested in business so they can apply, and we have a really great community, always teaching each other, always learning. Most of the directors are pursuing a business degree in college, and everyone has a lot of knowledge about it. So we're just trying to empower the next generation of female entrepreneurs.
That sounds so packed. Like when I envisioned 2 weeks down the line for you guys, it seems pretty bad. So let's talk about your personal, your personal life. So are you guys in college right now, or are you in high school? And how that kind of plays in with, running this organization?
I can go first. So I am currently in college. I attend Stony Brook University in New York. And I think especially when you're running an organization or you're doing some extracurricular, as long as you're super passionate about it, you find time to do it, and you find time to dedicate, and you find time to interact with that community. So for me personally, in terms of time management, it's never really been an issue. I really enjoy and love what I do, and meeting with my team, meeting with the interns, seeing all of the children and the events, it's really gratifying personally.
I feel the same. That never feels like work. It's just like something you're really passionate about, and you would always find time for it. Me personally, I have like a calendar for myself so that I don't miss any meetings, anything important. I would share this calendar with my interns so that they're all on top of their things. And so far it's been great. Everyone's been really on top of everything. And yeah, I'm sure we're all trying to achieve the same mission as well. So it's just great.
Yeah, the passion really drives the cause, right? As they say. So it's when you love doing things, you just happen to find time for it. And yeah, very rightly got that out for us. So I want to talk about how you have personally gained from this organization. Is there any particular culture that you have learned about that you did not know about before, or is there any food recipes you want to share with us, which you think is pretty fascinating?
Absolutely. So I can start. Limin, feel free to add on. But we have this really amazing thing at Cultured Kids Cuisine that we actually started off in the end of last year, so beginning of December. And what we do is each month is a different region. We celebrate a different region of the world, and we celebrate their culture and cuisine and their history. So through that, I've learned so much. In our team, the way it works is a lot of the lesson plans and recipes, they come from the content creation team, and they're sent to Limin and we send them, we look at them, we review them, we make sure the cultural narration in the lesson plan is top notch. So I think both Limin and I learned a lot just from reading about those, and I've learned so many things. And I've attended some of the cooking workshops with my little sister. We made arepas from Latin America. We made kimbap from Korea. Lots of really cool cool stuff. So I've learned so much, and I can't say I've enjoyed one over the other. I love them all, and right now we're celebrating the region of Asia. So one particular recipe I'm really looking forward to making is halo halo.
And Limin?
Yeah, I've learned so much, especially because I'm usually the one who starts the meetings for all the cooking classes. So it's really up to me. It's like my responsibility to kind of be the key facilitator of that workshop and to make sure that nothing goes wrong, especially because we're in a call of like 20 to 30 children. We definitely want to facilitate the class as best as we can. So it's really important. Something that I've learned over time. It's not easy because it does get a little nerve-wracking from time to time being in front of so many people, especially people that are from all over the place. And they're also here to cook. So that's a little challenging, but over time we just get better at it. And I'm so glad that my interns also have the same opportunity to learn how to be a better public speaker and to learn how to facilitate their own workshops in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it gets very nerve-wracking when you're in front of so many kids. It's just like going to school on the first day, and you just don't know people, and you're trying to like make your way through it. But I'm really happy you guys started this, and it's a very new concept. Not a lot of people have explored this as a category. So as we are getting towards the end, I want both of you to either share your most notable memory or your go-to food.
That's a hard one. So go-to food, I'm a huge foodie, especially living in New York City right now because of the pandemic. It's I can't really go out that much and go to different places, but I guarantee you that before the pandemic, I was like making sure I tried like dishes from all over the world. I can't choose one, but in terms of my greatest moment, I would say one of it's very difficult to choose. Obviously, I enjoy like having meetings with my teams and drafting different documents and like everything about the organization. I absolutely love doing it. It's not work for me. But I would say one of the most memorable moments that comes to mind was our Empowering Entrepreneurs event with this woman who literally leads an ice cream empire. I literally go buy her ice cream in the store. Her name is Natasha Case, and she runs Cool House. It was really awesome talking to her and during the event and hearing about her organization, how it came to be. And she really redefined ice cream and just what it means to be a female in a leadership, a female in business. And like her story was really incredible. So I really liked meeting with her and just sitting down and hearing everyone else's questions at the event. It was very bonding.
It sounds so fascinating that a simple thing like an ice cream can, have such a huge story behind it and how people who are actually in the business. Wow, that's lovely. And Limin.
Yeah, Natasha Case is amazing. She's hands down boss woman. My go-to food is actually pho. I'm eating it right now. And my most fondest memories in CKC, so many. I think for me, I hosted a holiday Zoom party with my interns for Christmas. Mia was there too. I think that was like the time where all of us got to bond over the different foods, the different ways we celebrate Christmas, and really to get together and enjoy that whole holiday spirit. Not just Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all these beautiful holidays around the time. And another really fun memory I had was the strawberry shortcake workshop. I think we had the most attendees at that one. It was just so much fun. So many kids came, and it was a really excellent group of kids. They were just talking to us about how much they're so excited for the holiday, and they're so excited to be making strawberry shortcake with us. And they were just talking to us about the places they wish they could go this year, but because of COVID, they couldn't. So that was like an amazing workshop.
Yeah, I mean, at least in the US, the time from Thanksgiving and the holidays, that's the food season, right? We just have so much food going on in the 2 months that well, that's how the US is with. I really like the fact that you got to know how people across the world celebrate the holidays. At least like because I take German in high school, I know how Germany has very different Christmas traditions from how we do things in the US, and then UK has very different Christmas traditions as well. So it's definitely an eye opener in a lot of ways. So food and through culture, through language. So it's been an absolute pleasure talking to the both of you, Mia and Limin. And thank you so much for the work that you're doing. It's, this is the kind of commitment we need to really have future leaders becoming successful in our society. And thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you so much for having us.
See you soon.